Most of the water is going to be 5 foot deep. My Livescope is set out to 80 feet and 10 foot deep. I like to keep it on 10 foot when I'm in shallow water, just because, I mean, I know a lot of people say you want to try to keep it the same all the time, but most of the ponds I fish are 3 to 7 foot deep maximum. So I'm just going to spend most of the day today just chasing fish in open. If I can spot a couple, which I just did dunk her in. Something right on the bottom, as you can see, it's a little bit brighter out at 70 feet, 65. My casting might be off because my hand's messed up. But it's definitely a fish on the bottom, and I made a pretty good cast actually. Jerk bait's right next to him, and my jerk bait's floating. Don't like that. I might have to add a suspend strip. It's a new color I got. Doesn't seem very interested if it's a bass anyway. When I'm fishing with Livescope, I try not to spend a lot of time on single fish. I'll make a few casts, and that's about it. If they don't bite in the first 3 casts, or if they follow it all the way to the boat, I might make 1 extra cast. That's about it. If you're going to strictly be Livescoping, you need to be really efficient and move from spot to spot pretty quick, or from fish to fish, not spot to spot. Another one right on the bottom. My cast might have been off a little bit on that one. Like I said, my wrist is really messed up. I'm having a hard time even casting, but that looks like a pretty nice sized fish. I'm going to say it's not a pickerel, just because a lot of pickerel I see are suspended. I mean, I have seen them on the bottom, but that's only 35 feet. I might have got a little bit too close to him, so, or her, whatever it is. I guess we'll see here in a minute. They might still react. Doesn't seem very interested. I see something else over in distance. It looks huge, out 75 feet. I might click it out to 90 just because I can spot them. So I don't creep up on them too close. But typically I try to keep it the same as my 360, which is 80 feet. I use them a lot in correlation, especially because I have a lot of stuff marked. I mark cover, stumps, anything I can really find, and I use the 360 to get close, and then I fine-tune my cast with the Livescope. Most of the time when I'm fishing tournaments and everything, I don't really use the Livescope for fish only. I mainly use it to be more efficient on spots. I mean, I would honestly say I've caught very few fish looking at them with the Livescope in tournaments. Just because I usually know spots produce more than trying to chase random fish. Like I said in the intro, we've had a lot of rain over the last 3 weeks. This water is slightly stained. It's not muddy. That can still affect the bite 100%. Cold, muddy water is not the best. Even though the water temps is 51.4, it's a lot warmer than I thought it was going to be. But we have had a little bit of a warm streak. Just seen something way up high in the water column. Right there. It's most likely a pickerel or a turtle, but you never know. It's way up high. I have no clue. That might be a big bass. Who knows? I'm gonna try him. Looks like he's looking at it. Showing toward the brush pile. It's really hard to tell pickerel from bass a lot of times. It really is. This fish is definitely interesting. He spun all the way around, I think, and looked at it. Ooh, I had one on it, didn't even know it. It's smaller one. I prefer to go after that other one. He's right next to that tree. He went right into the tree. And there's something right underneath it. I don't know if that's a bass, but definitely a fish. It looks pretty big, whatever it is. He might be too close to the boat, to be honest. He's right on it, but got him. It's a nice bass. Real nice bass. Yeah, we'll take that. Definitely a Livescope fish, 100%. He ate it right off the bottom. Probably a 2.5 pounder for sure. Nice one. First fish of the afternoon. Not a bad one. Caught him on a mega bass jerk bait. Vision 110, which I like a lot. I use it a lot. This is a new color. It's the first fish I've caught on it. And there's another nice one right here. I made a bad cast, but that's another pretty big fish. And that one there was the same fish. I'm pretty sure that was way up in the water column. Might just be warmer up there, who knows. We have some warm days for sure. This jerkbait seems to float a little bit, but it worked on that fish, so I'm not complaining. And there's another one right there. I'm gonna try to chase him down. He's out 60 feet right there on the bottom, right there. Not a bad one. Definitely looks like he's decent. Jerkbait is definitely my number one for chasing with Livescope. It's just, you can follow the bait, you can stop it. You get a lot of followers though that come all the way to the boat and they won't eat. And I mean a lot. I would say, which you'll see for yourself, I would say 75 to 80% won't bite, maybe more than that. Looks like some activity out here, maybe some shad on the bottom or something. That's where that fish has hit it. And in these ponds, I normally don't really reel the bait down at all. I normally just cast it and start jerking it because they're so shallow. I don't really want it close to the bottom. I kind of want it up a little bit in the water column. Looks like he might be out 40 something feet maybe right now, or something right there too. It's like bait or something, maybe a little stump. That fish didn't seem very interested. I'll try him again. Like I said, I'm gonna waste a lot of time on him, especially if you don't seem interested at all. It's way up above him right now, and he's looking at it, I believe. I lost my bait. There it is. It's past him. That fish I haven't really made the best cast on yet. Kind of feel like I need to make that perfect cast on him before I give up on him. He also seems like he's kind of faint, like a faint return for the most part, except for when he's off the bottom, which that could be just because he's on the bottom. But a bass, a lot of time, is real bright return. That might be the best cast I've made on him. He's looking at it, I believe. Yeah, that was a pretty good cast. I mean, if he doesn't turn and come towards it, most likely not going to eat it. There's a couple more on the bottom right here, close to me. I'll try them. Got one coming up right at it right now. It looks like you might want to eat. Don't look very big, but there's a couple of them. So normally when there's a couple of them, they normally eat it. Yeah, something's gonna eat it. I don't know what it is. A lot of times when there's single fish, you really got to make them eat it. Coerce them a little more. The only time I'll reel it is if I'm like way past them and I want to get it over them faster, like that time right there. There's one way out there, 75 feet. If you can make a good cast on one that's further away, you have a better chance. Mainly because if he fouls it, you have more space to make him bite. Right over top of him. Made a good cast at 80 feet. He's looking at it. It's rising really slow. It might be suspended now. It's not that far off. It looked like he was on it, and then all of a sudden, not no more. Let me try him one more time. He's too close now, though, is a problem. If he doesn't bite it pretty quick, I'm in trouble. I don't know what they are. I don't think they're bass, to be honest. And here comes one. He looks like he wants to eat big time. Oh, why didn't he eat that? He was right on it. Oh my gosh, that one came up hard. Those look like bass to me. Don't believe they're pickerel. I don't know why they didn't eat. They were right on it, heavy on it. Sometimes I'll get really aggressive if they are on it and they won't eat it. As a last ditch effort, I'll get really aggressive with it, see if I can make them eat it. I see some bait right here. That's good. So that's why they're here. That's the tightest bait ball I've seen in a while. Normally, like, it was much bigger bait, kind of like they were older bait, basically. But that's why these fish are here for sure, right in this area. Let's see if I lost that one. There's the bait right there. They're up. It could be because the water temps are warm, so they're coming out of woodworks maybe. That fish there seems interested. He's too close to the boat though, unless I get lucky. Don't want to let him get a really good look at it. See how he's basically underneath the boat, so it's hard to get him to eat it when they're right under the boat. Sometimes they get tunnel vision and you get lucky and they'll bite it right at the boat. Looks like one. Definitely looks like some fish up there. They're chasing that bait that's up shallow. I'm surprised I didn't get bit right there, honestly. I think my bait's fouled up. Yep, thought so. Am I rod in the water? Because I have a weak wrist, like super weak. That's a first. Wow, never done that before. Basically threw my rod out of my hand. You can see bass right underneath this bait ball right here, eating, feeding. Be surprised I didn't get bit. Here comes one now. Here he comes. That thing got too close to the boat. There's still a couple there. My talons might have spooked him a little bit because it kind of moved up a little bit. I needed to stop because I didn't want to go right over him. But there's bait right here, and definitely some bass were right behind them. 100%. Behind them, underneath them. As you can see, they're right on the bottom. Messing with them. This is where we caught them last time we fished here. Caught like 4 or 5 in a row because they're right on the bait. These fish are right near this brush pile. Should be able to get them on the bite, honestly. Run this bait. Shouldn't be no problem. Even though this is not the best, I don't use a jerk bait as much around bait. But here comes one now. Right on it. Try to get him to react. See, like a sick fish basically, scattering all around. He went right back to the bottom. Still seemed interested. Sometimes I just work it real easy too, just barely even jerk it. He's not gonna bite yet. Here comes one. Right on it. I think if I use a blade bait right now, I'll catch more, but I'm trying to scope them. I would be pretty much blind casting. Just trying to do a scoping video, to be honest. That one there, looked like he came off of it. There's the bait out 30 feet. Fish right up there. Here he comes. This is not a small fish, I can tell you. I can see his tail behind him. Normally, if you see his tail behind him, it's not a small fish. Ooh. Acting like a pickerel, but got him, whatever it is. It's a pickerel. Not a small one. He was sitting up there waiting on that bait. He's fat as hell. Fat daddy. Come on, don't mess my hooks up, boy. Ooh, you can tell he's been up there eating that bait. He is fat. It's very hard to tell a pickerel from a bass. I have noticed that pickerel will kind of run up on it quick and stop. Run up on it quick and stop. So that's one little giveaway, but I've also had bass do that. But pickerel definitely a lot more. But yeah, that's a giant pickerel. I mean, I've caught bigger, but definitely not small. He was up here just waiting on some bait to come by. At least you got to see a scope fish. He was definitely scoped, and it's good to see how they react versus bass. And I had a hunch that was a pickerel, even though I've seen bass look just like that. Usually that tail wags a bass, but not in that case. He was just super fat, so it was hard to tell the difference. If it's a skinnier one, you usually don't see that tail separation on it. Yeah, that's a pretty big fish right there too. Out 62 feet on the bottom. Oh, bad cast my wrist, man. I ain't trying to blame my wrist, but if my wrist wasn't messed up, I'd probably call like 5 bass by now. Whew. He's looking at it. Don't know what that is, but it's a big, whatever it is. But the bass is definitely over 3 pounds. And he rolled out on me. Right there on the bottom at 40 feet almost. I'll try him again. You never know if I can stay on him. Thinking that's him at 45. When they get tight to the bottom, they're hard to see sometimes. You gotta look for like flickering a little bit. Yeah, that's him for sure. Made a pretty good cast. Right over top of him now. Yep. He's coming back for it. I'm gonna let it sit for a second because I'm awful close to the boat. Try to get in space. Yeah, I scared him. Try getting in space. Maybe make him react. Nope. He don't want it. He wants it, but he don't want it. And I'm definitely a little more aggressive than most people I know with a jerkbait in the winter. 50, well shit, the water temp's 53 right now, which is surprising, but that's just because we had a warm front. It's been mid 40s. Definitely been in mid 40s. I don't know what that fish is. Definitely looks more of a blob to me. It's like a bass almost, because it's thicker looking. It might be that same fish. So you're not gonna get me again. That's water here though, right there. That bait ball. Like I said, I think if I would have been throwing if I had been throwing a blade bait, I would probably caught a couple more bass by now, to be honest. Around this bait, they seem like they're aggressive enough. No fish is definitely probably thinking, no, this big fish here done got off of his comfort zone. I'm going to tear his ass up. Out 20 feet, the bait's to the left above him, and he's just below it. Doesn't look like he wants to mess with it, honestly. Why would you, when you got all that bait? There you can see him definitely on the bait right there. There's a pretty nice sized one there. Right over top of him now. That looks like a bass. You see how there's a light or like a strand above it? Normally bass look like a star almost. They put off that star like it's on your Christmas tree. Have a long return on top like that right there. You can see it 25 feet. That looks like a bass. They're just not trying to eat this because it doesn't look as natural as what they have. I'm not saying some of them won't eat it, because they will. Looks like I got one right now, but it's right on the boat. I'm gonna throw a blade bait a little bit. I really think that might get him. I'm kind of too close to him, but I can circle back around. I mean, I can use the Livescope with the blade bait, but the way I like to fish is really close to the bottom, so it's hard to lose it, or it's easy to lose it. There's definitely a pretty big fish out there, 50 feet. That bait went right by him. He didn't need it. For the blade bait, I like using a 1/2 ounce, even in shallow water because I want to keep it close to the bottom. One thing about them though, they like to tangle up real easy even though you're using fluorocarbon. Mono would probably tangle less, but almost cast that right on him. Ooh, it almost fucking scared him. He didn't really, might have got too close to him, but a lot of times they'll react and tear it up, but that one didn't. It's definitely a really good bait imitator around bait balls this time of year. .53 water temp though. I usually throw it below 50. Probably lipless might even do better than this, to be honest. See some fish up high or something up high. I don't know what the heck. Right there, it's 55 feet. What the? Might be bass trying to catch some sun. I'm gonna try to cast on his head. Almost. He didn't budge. There's a couple of them there though. I wonder if it's a turtle. Ooh, almost hit him. Just seeing one. Actually, that out there at 60 is definitely debris. I see it now. Lip will probably be better than this blade bait, to be honest. With these conditions, I'm gonna spin around and go back where the bait was and throw it a couple times. See if not, I might throw a lipless there. Definitely seems like a pretty nice concentration of fish up here though. It's where I normally see them in the winter time. Right there. Definitely some bigger fish right here on the bottom. I'm gonna try to put it right on them. Kind of yo-yo it around them. Right there. Yep. Oh, he was on it. Either that or I was hung up or tangled up with the hooks and it felt heavier. Normally this blade bait will get them, so that's probably the case. But there's one right close to me. Let me see what he does. Looking at it. I don't know where he went, but he was definitely looking at it. Alright, I'm going back to where his bait was at. There's some bait right there and a big old fish around it. Yeah. I made that cast right there first. I don't know where the fish went, but he could be underneath them, just around them anywhere, really. Could be eating them. I see one right there. It's kind of hanging behind it. course, my bait seems like it was tangled up. Some small paddle tails, which I might pull out right here in a second. I got one already rigged up. Around this bait is killer too. Where the hell? Small paddle tail? I thought I had one rigged up. I guess not. Oh, there it is. So, small paddle tail, 3-inch Largo shad. I leave this back loop attached so it's less right here. I don't tear that off, so it's less wiggle for the colder months. Just let it hit the bottom and reel it real slow. Nothing on right now. Usually it's a really good bait around bait balls. Definitely fish working that bait though. You can see them. Why would you want to eat something that's fake when you got all this bait right here? I threw that right on his head. Definitely looks like they're coming towards it, but I'll stop it for a second. Kind of work like a jig on the bottom. Not interested. Going right through the bait. I can feel it hitting the bait. Right there. Water's a little bit stained. I like to use a little bit like a pearl, like this is pearl. When it's a little bit more stained, I use a real natural when the water's a little bit more clear. If it's sunny, I like a little bit of sparkle on it. Nothing crazy. Just a little bit of sparkle, draw extra attention to it. Whew, went right past him. That jerk bait. It's just so fun to catch them on that it's hard to not fish it in this situation. But this is a pretty fun bite too if you can get on it. But they have to want to eat with the swim bait for sure. Usually the jerk bait I can make them eat sometimes. Just make them react to it. There's definitely a lot of fish up here, just everywhere. Bigger fish. They're not crappy either. They're a little bit too big to be crappy. I should be jerk baiting them. Just keep moving and moving and moving until you get them to bite. But, gotta try some stuff a little bit different. That fish is right on it, I believe. I think he might have came off it right there. There he is. Here he comes. If he bites it, who knows? He's nibbling it. There he is. Oh, whew. He definitely bit it. Didn't pull it away from him, I don't think. Just feel like he had it. I might have pulled it away. He's real close to the boat. I'm gonna try to put it right in his mouth. Definitely came after it. I know that. Definitely thought I had that one. Right behind it. Son of a Gundus. It's definitely not easy to put your bait right on the fish. Takes practice for sure. A lot of people think you got Livescope, you're just gonna go out there and catch them. Yeah, right. Good luck. Proven that with Danny and Chad. They both tried it. I mean, Danny's caught some on it, but he wastes a lot of time chasing fish he has no clue, which is how you learn, of course. But the hardest part about it is not wasting time on fish that aren't bass, and not wasting time on fish that aren't going to bite. That fish there is huge, whatever that is. Look, he made an aggressive move towards something, so I don't think that's that makes sense. There's bait right there. There's a pretty big fish right there. Whatever that is, it's huge. Just making the cast is not that easy to line up on it and be in a perfect spot on a fish, especially on a windy day when you're moving. You're trying to put it right on them. Sometimes you gotta lead them. Definitely a lot to it besides just casting at fish and catching them, because that don't always happen. I can tell you. As you can see, I've caught one fish, and that was definitely a Livescope fish. But most time, like I said, in a tournament, I'm not catching them on Livescope 99% of the time. I'm fishing spots. Definitely some fish out there. I don't know if they're bass or what they are, but they're out there. Cup up high. Here comes one. I actually thought that was my bait. I thought the one on the bottom was my bait. I didn't even see the fish. The fish was under my bait. My bait was up high. So I know he's interested. Even though that was a bad cast. Still might come get it because he's already interested in it. I'm not that far off. Maybe a couple feet, but that's all that matters. Or that's all that takes is a few feet off track. Alright, I'm right over top of him. We'll see. He might eat it. Kind of close to the boat. I think I messed that one up. Yeah, right past a couple of them. Sometimes you hit them at the wrong angle and they ain't going to eat it either. Just because you catch them off guard. Like if you sneak up behind them, a lot of times you're not going to give them a bite. And with this swim bait, most of the time you can count it down to 1 second per foot approximately. That's for a 3 inch and a 1/4 ounce bait. I really think I can get bit on jerk bait more than anything else, to be honest. Just because I can get them to react, even though the conditions aren't the best for it. The best conditions, a little bit of cloud and a little bit of wind. I have 0 wind, like it's glass out here. That's why I kind of switched to the swim bait as well. Usually a lipless will catch them regardless. It's just one of those baits that'll catch them any kind of condition. It just makes them react to it. Jerk bait, you can make them react, just maybe a little bit less than. There's one. Oh God. Yeah. I kind of seen him last minute. That's a bass too. Seen him last minute on the scope. I was more casting at bait. That's a good one. My wrist is killing me. I can't hardly hold the damn rod, but he's fighting. Yeah. I'm just gonna sit down and grab him by hand. That's a good one. That's a good swim bait fish. Come here, buddy. Run with that hook. Yeah, it's a fat one. I did that one time. I caught one and threw the bait over top, and I caught one right at the boat. Exact same thing. Spot. That's probably a 3 1/4 pounder. Pretty sure it's a nice one. Yeah. Not really a Livescope fish, but I did see bait up there, and cast it at it. Yeah, I bet he's 3. Definitely 3, I believe. Let's see. Three 1. Just like I said, probably about 3 pounds. Good one. Fat. Look at his belly. Definitely been eating. Okay, brother. Thank you. See you, homie. Yeah, I could definitely see fish up there and bait. That's why I made that cast. And I came back to this area because there was a lot of them up there. So I was just slow cranking it on the bottom. He loved it. I passed the guys that were on the smaller boat. They said they only caught 4 pickerel. Might have left too early. I've caught 2 real good bass for this area. A big bass in our area is 5 pounds. I would say 5. There's another one. Ooh. Ooh, I don't know what that is, going in circles. That's a bass. It's not as big as the last one. That was not a Livescope fish either, but I just know they're in this area because it's bait. So, yeah, probably about 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds. He ate it good, it's not coming off. Easy, baby. Yeah. He ate it really good. As you can see, right in the roof of the mouth. That fish wasn't coming off. I'm pretty much in his brains. I can't even see the hook. It's so buried in the roof. Shoo! I'm gonna have to grab the head, not the line. Oh my God, son. He wanted that mug, didn't he? About 1.5 pounds. Not a bad one. See you, bro. Alright. Like I said, I knew they were in this area because I seen them when I came past here. I seen the fish and I was a little bit too close to them, and I saw bait in this area. And there's more fish right there out at 60 feet. Be surprised if I didn't catch one here. But nothing surprised me, of course. But they're up there. That's the power of Livescope too. You can see where life is, where everything is moving around. You'll see bait. Like that's bait right there, of course. 55 feet. And the fish won't always be right under the bait. They'll be around it. I think there's fish right under it now, but we kind of pushed them up to the surface so you can trap them almost. As you can see, just hit the bait. Yeah. Nothing. But yeah, those fish were right there by that pile. There's one. 60 feet, whatever that is. Could be pickerel. I think you're just up there in that area just waiting for this bait to come by. They definitely seems like they like to hang up in this area right here. It's not very deep up there, maybe 3.5, 4 feet. Maybe they think they can trap them up there shallow. But yeah, there's one right there, 45 feet. And the bait seems like it's moving this way a little bit right there, maybe. Here's my lure. You're bringing right over top the one I was on before. And you don't want it. Good one there, 35 feet, whatever that is. Like if you stop getting bit, you can scan around and just see them. I mean, there's fish right over here, nice fish, right there. You can see where the activity moves to. That's key with Livescope. You don't have to always fish individual fish. A lot of times you can just fish
Got one right behind it right now, a small one though, but there's a big one right here. I might hop it up for him. I believe they're both on it now. Kind of too close to the boat. That's a good fish right there, right under the boat, 10 feet. So I'm kind of try to get erratic with it just to make sure he might bite it, but normally pretty rare. They'll bite it right there, just close to the boat. They know I'm here. They ain't dumb. I like to keep it close to the bottom, to be honest. This paddle tail. I can almost let it sink and watch my line go slack and then start reeling it like a foot from the bottom. That's what I prefer. So no need for me to really count it down unless I'm trying to cast that individual fish, to be honest. And then I don't even count it down, I just look at them on Livescope. But to me, tracing the bottom is the best way to fish this small swim bait. Those right there, most likely bass, but I don't know if they're gonna eat. I'm gonna try to cast right to them. That's what I was saying. I could cast right to them, kind of shake it over the head. That's the only time I really fish like that, is if I can see the fish and they're fairly close. Fish like right there. A lot of times if you're in a spot too like this and you've caught a few and it just quits, like you don't get any more bites or you don't see bass or bait, I mean, you can just move down the bank 60 feet, 100 feet, and you'll start seeing them again. Like here, I'm going to move down like I mean, I'm seeing bait, but not like it was. So moving down just a little bit, I'll move to the right first, see if I can see anything. If not, I'll go back to the left. But or I'll just go fish a whole different area, just because. Spin around, there's fish out here in the middle. Definitely fish out here in the middle. Just hanging out, basically. They're not small. Those are some pretty good fish, whatever they are. Here comes one. Might be right behind it, but he might eat it. It's kind of close to the boat. Yeah, it's kind of close to the boat. But them other ones, I don't think they're pickerel, honestly. I think they're bass. Just because there's more of them. They're right next to each other. Definitely like pretty good bass. Right on it, but don't want to eat it. I'll let it hit the bottom. You never know. You might go down there and suck it up like it's a dying bait fish. Nope. Try this guy again. Two of them out there at least. I tried to shake it over the head that time just because there was multiple. I'll try to just reel it past them, see what happens. Alright, what's going on here? Fairly close to that one. Don't want no parts of it. Also, don't want to fish a lipless because I normally would right now, especially with the warmer water temps all of a sudden, because my wrist is killing me. Like I said before, I would normally throw a lipless right here in this situation if they were aggressive at all. There's multiple fish there. I damn sure don't like pickerel. Let me try jerk bait on them. This might need that little bit of coercion, if that's a word. Let me see. Yeah, so there's multiple. Normally when there's multiple, dude, they eat. But sometimes, maybe not. It just depends. Let's see. Yeah, there's 4 or 5 fish right here, honestly. Another one there that's big. That one's a loon. They're usually hard to catch, but not always. Sometimes he's aggressive. Got one looking at it, 40 feet. Yep, scared the shit out of him. Motherfucker took off. If he had legs, he'd definitely be running. Ah, shit. Horrible cast, but here comes one. He's gonna eat it, I think. When he's looking. I'm just curious if they're bass. I mean, they look like it. I'd like to catch one. 35 feet, just sitting there looking stupid. shit. He's right underneath the fucking thing. Bait's at 22 feet. He's at like 24, right underneath it, looking at it. Wow. Alright, let me try one of his buddies. I might get pissed off. I'm bring it back through him again too. Man, my casting's stellar right now. Basically I'm gonna go rip top him again, so he might come up at it. Yeah, he said hell no, dude. He almost had me before, he not got me again. Yeah, there's fish. Here comes one off the bottom. I really can't believe they're not going to eat if they don't, because there's multiple. Fucking crazy. Let me see. Throw a spy bait. I don't really toss it a whole lot. Those fish didn't really pay any mind whatsoever. Try again. That one's on it. He comes pretty hard. Right on it. Too close to the boat. Oh my god. Wow. Well, he was on it. That's to the extent of it. That's all. He didn't eat it. Wouldn't eat it. It's pretty hot though. It looked like he was gonna eat. I really can't believe none of these fish have ate. It's been, that one ate. There you go. Definitely a bass, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, spy bait. I seen him, but he's not very happy, I can tell you. There you go. Good one. Not happy I ripped his lip. Actually, that's not from me. Yeah, it is. He ate it. Whew. What happened is he ate it real deep, and I ripped out one of his gills, but like it was in his gill right there. Hope he's all right. Man, dang, buddy, you want that, didn't you? Damn. That is a duo regalis spy bait. It has a prop on the front and on the back. 6-pound test, leader. Hope he's okay. That's why he wasn't very happy, because ripped his. All right, let me try to jerk bait a little bit again. This is the silent jerk bait. Mega 110 silent. Definitely like to fish that in these ponds because They're super pressured. Like this pond's right on the highway, so everybody and their brother, they bring their mother and their sister, and they fish this mug. Got one on it right now already. So definitely pressured, and this silent jerk bait will tend to get them for sure. 40 feet with my bait, the fish is right behind it. I don't know. This bait went straight to the bottom for some reason. There you go. Definitely like bass to me. Those do. Go over top his friend here. He might be jealous. Definitely enough fish here. Bass, pickerel, whatever. They're everywhere over here. There's one right on the bottom right there. Here he comes. Here he comes. Looking right at it. Oh yeah, he's heavy. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh, I believe that's a pickerel. Yeah, it's definitely a pickerel he's fighting. Yeah. Kind of thought it was a pickerel, to be honest. Easy, he's fat too. Yeah. Just pop out for me. Just pop out. You ain't gonna do it, are you? Alright. Let's get you in here then. Ooh, Big Daddy. Like I said, when they're that big, they're very hard to tell if it's a bass or a pickerel. Very hard to tell. That mug is fat, boy. Look at that mug. Oh, God. Come on, bud. Get your ass up out of here, homie. I don't like touching your nasty ass, too. Too damn slimy, homie. See ya. Silent, got him. I think this is a little too much for him, to be honest. Even though it's silent, it's just so dead calm. Not a freaking piece of wind blowing nowhere. So, go back to swim bait, see what's popping. Definitely more subtle. Whew. Oh my God. It's a big ass pickerel right on the boat. Oh yeah. Geez, he's not very happy, I can tell you. Not happy. He ain't like that. Okay, buddy Roe, what you doing? I'm not really trying to retie, so let me sit there and see if I can just get it off. Come here, bud. Come here, buddy. See you later. He right under the boat. Definitely was tricked. Ooh, terrible cast. fuck is going on right there? Bunch of bait blowing up, or fish blowing up right there, probably bass on bait. Definitely something happening right there. I can see a lot of activity ahead. Looks like definitely some fish out there. We'll sit her down right here, make some casts. Oh yeah, definitely bait, bass blowing up on bait, something. There we go. That's a bass, I believe. Might be wrong, he's coming up. Yeah, it's a big bass, big one. It's a real good one. It sucks because there's lots of them here. He's at least 4 pounds, I believe. Oh yeah, definitely. Maybe bigger. All right, come here, baby. Oh yeah, that's a big one. He's pushing 5 pounds, definitely. Maybe 4 something. He wasn't coming off. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Oh yeah, fat daddy. That's definitely 4 something. Let's check him out. I need to get my bait right back in there because they were blowing up on stuff. I noticed what there's multiple there. £5 pounds, 2 ounces. It's a nice one for this pond. 5 pounds, 2 ounces. Looks like she's been caught before. There's a hole right here. Right there. Very good one. All right, baby. Thank you. There we go. Very good, baby. 5 pounder. I would have caught that fish live scope or not. They're just here. And I seen them blowing up on bait. I'd be surprised I didn't catch more, because they're here. There's quite a few of them. Ah, there's one right there. It's right behind it. Okay, let's see. They're out here. That fish, I was just slowly retrieving it. There's another one. Oh yeah. Feels like another good one. Not a giant, but definitely fun to catch. See if I can follow her live scoop. They got quite a few of them following her. Yeah. It's a good one. 2 pounds. Get on back in there. They're definitely here. That bait's probably come around this corner right here. There's like a rock jetty here and a dock, and I guarantee they're just, the bait's probably in this area. And that's why they're here. Yep, another one. Ooh, it came off. Watched her eat it. They're ready to ink the boat now. Quite a few of them. Kind of fish it almost like a Demiki rig right now, just because we're under the boat. Water's not very deep here. 6 foot. Deep enough. It's probably one of the, I mean, this pond's average is probably 4.5 foot. The babies are here. They're steady bumping it, or I'm bumping them. Got one right behind it. Yeah, she turned around. They're definitely in this area, I can tell you. I hooked 3 here, caught 2. Normally when you hook them on this mug, they're done. Here comes one now, but looks like a good one. Whew. Couldn't fool her though. There's one. Yep. Feels good too. It's gonna jump, I believe. No. Not a bad one. She hooked deep. Ooh. Not good. Just broke her off. Shouldn't have tried to flip it. Now that big fish has got a damn hook in his mouth. Damn it. Sorry, baby. Gotta retie. Damn it. Didn't want to do that. God, I don't like that. Hate doing stuff like that to fish, man. It really perturbs me. Not good. Just being lazy, basically. Could have easily bent down there and got her, but usually it shouldn't break off. Really, to be honest, it looks like it might have pulled the knot loose. Haven't retied in a while, so that could be the reason. Caught a few. I mean, I just caught a 5-pounder on it. So probably should have retied. I think I've caught like 4 or 5 on it, at least 4. So it's my fault, and I should have retied. And hopefully she'll spit it out. Probably will, but she's definitely got a hook in her because of me, and I don't like that. Hopefully they're still here. Shouldn't have gone nowhere. Let's see a couple. Just had a little tap right there. There it is. Yep. I knew I had tap. Another decent one. Probably 2.5 pounds. She hit it twice. I won't try to boat flip this one with 8 pound. But neat, this mug is always a good, she's always good. Yeah. Another decent one, not huge, 2 pounds. Pound, yeah, definitely 2 pounds. So, I would say, if I added my best 5, I got a 5 pounder, a 3 pounder, a 2 pounder, and 2 more 2 pounders, so about 14 pounds. Not bad for end of December.